Speaking of bugs and rollbacks, I'm going to roll back some old Destiny footage for this one. Oh boy, what a big, juicy, meaty bone to pick from. Destiny 2 is a hot mess right now, a festering compost pile. This week has been a shop of horrors for Bungie and its flagship Destiny 2. It's time to be empathetic and put this game down to rest in pieces. After all, that's what's left. Pieces. We were apprised on October 7th, 2021 by Bungie that they would be placing content from Destiny 2 into the Destiny Content Vault, for year 5 on February 22nd, 2022. This game has been out for 6 years on September 6th of this year. If it can limp that far, this game is hobbling along, and it's evident that this geriatric platform is not or should not belong for this world. The original Destiny came out on September 9th, 2014, and was replaced 3 years later by what we have now. Destiny 2 has been out twice as long as its predecessor. Bungie is still using a modified version of the original Blam engine, which was created back in 1997 to develop the first Halo game. The Tiger engine was created after gaining its independence from Microsoft and has been in use since 2008. That's 15 years. 15 years is not a long time in the great scheme of existence, but in gaming terms, this engine would be one of the pyramids of Giza. Just think back to what games were when you were playing 15 years ago, or if you were even around then. What this week has brought to the forefront, once again, is how fragile this engine really is. I've had conversations with friends over the years about content vaulting and the real reasons behind it. This game has been stretched back further than Stephen A. Smith's hairline. Bungie has been chasing the bag so long and trying to maximize every inch of profit they can from each and every player while doing the minimal is coming back to haunt them in a vicious way. Bungie continued to ignore its player base up until the time that the game was trending downhill in a bad way. Players were fed up, frustrated, and feeling after such a deep and long commitment to Destiny 2 that the commitment was not being returned by the enigmatic developer. Bungie was desperate to save the franchise and came out with The Witch Queen. The Witch Queen season is widely recognized as the season that saved Destiny 2. It also proved that Bungie could get off their collective butts and harken back to great storytelling and great game implementation. Nearly a year later, Bungie and Destiny 2 is once again in freefall. This season has been filled with glitches, bugs, downtime for days, literally days, that have taken the game offline. Players are rightfully upset after having paid so much for the game. Now, to some, $60 to $100+ is not much. To others, it's a great deal. That being said, these bugs are popping up more frequently and are having more detrimental effects. Every time I want to hop on the game to dig into it wholeheartedly, there is some kind of bug that either deletes something or causes a mode to be unplayable because the game does not recognize any progress. This is not how games are supposed to work. Much like many players, I don't have the time I once had to invest into this game. So my time, as yours, is precious and limited. I don't want to contend with multiple game-breaking bugs or glitch guns. No, Telesto, I'm not blaming you for everything. Error codes, out the bunghole. They're all somehow tied to my internet connection despite years of upgrades in speed and equipment. Come on, Bungie. It's really okay to admit it's your fault, not ours. With all of these things, it's a wonder that I, along with many others, don't need therapy for continuing to play this game. I may yet still. I have played this engine since the original Halo through to what it's become today. I've enjoyed Bungie's game for years, and I am grateful for the friends that I have made, the connections that have been formed, and for you all listening and subscribing. With time, all things change, and one thing that is irrevocably true is it's time for Destiny 3.